Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the beautiful people, holy God, we got all sorts of special shit today on Day 9 Learns Dota. Not with Coach Purge, we got Coach BlitzDota, who's being labeled, I see now, as Kevin Godick, aka Purge Gamers. For any who don't know who you are, dude, Blitz, please introduce yourself.
I actually used to play competitively with Purge in Korea on a team that we made that was pretty much just a meme called Zephyr. Then after that I casted for a year, and then I went to go coach Liquid, and then I went to go coach Planet Odd slash DC slash Thunderbirds or whatever they're called. And now I'm just chilling and unemployed.
That's awesome, and I am siphoning all of your knowledge for fun and profit today. Because you are going to be teaching me, I understand the topic is how to stomp mid.
Yeah. I'm going to show you pretty much how every competitive player plays mid nowadays, and why they do it and how they do it.
Well, fucking tight. And I just wanted to note for any of you who are curious, Kevin's going to be coming back next week. He is currently off watching his sister get married and not playing Dota, which is really weird, but he'll be back. And for now, I wanted to note that this was arranged at midnight last night. So about 13 hours ago, we decided that we would do this. So we have a special graphic made in order to highlight what it is that we're going to be learning. So walk me through it.
All right, so like half of that doesn't apply, but for the most part, I'm just gonna... I haven't slept yet, man. What do you want from me?
You didn't sleep? You've been up all night?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is going to be awesome. I've done shows when I've stayed up all night, and they've been a mixture of the best and worst experiences of my entire life. So I look forward to seeing how this pans out.
No, this will all work out great. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of like step by step what we want to do. It's a little bit different now because there's an extra creep, but it's going to be pulling back the wave as much as you can, which is using creep aggro to reposition creeps closer to you so that you can farm easier, and how to push out the lane aggressively. And I'm going to teach you why that's important, and pretty much how you transition into ganks and how you snowball your advantage off of that.
Yeah, and I think that this is especially relevant because I think mid is probably my favorite role to play, but I haven't wound up playing mid since there were 5 creeps in mid lane due to 2 simple reasons. One is that in my stack of dudes that I play with, they tend to just not need another mid, so I wind up playing off lane or carry. Also, my internet has been so bad for the last 3 weeks. It's just gotten good today, so I finally feel comfortable enough to be a powerful mid lane nerd. But I think that in terms of, oh my God, the game coordinator is being updated. Oh my God, it's preventing us from doing it. Oh, I need to do it. That's fine, I'll give more background. In mid, I would say that for me, consistently, I just try to create as safe a circumstance as possible and just farm. I know that I'm supposed to selectively push forward and selectively be aggressive, but I'm great at dying. So I would be thrilled should you highlight what is the mindset to be having throughout all this.
There's actually, right now, there's this like train of thought that it doesn't really matter if you die as long as you're aggressively pushing out the lane. And
really?
Yeah, because the way that it works is like this. Oh man, this is so complicated. All right, so you watched my video, right? Based on like
I watched
good farm versus
bad farm video, yes.
Okay, so if you garnered anything from that, pretty much all of Dota comes down to, and what it can always be boiled down to, is how aggressively can you push out lanes. That's the reason why, you might not realize it, but that's the reason why when you play Lina, you feel insane.
Yeah.
You double nuke a wave, it's gone. You can then go on to do whatever you want. And when you have that time, when you push in the wave, it means that they'll never gank you. If they gank you, they're garbage at Dota. Because if they gank you and they haven't counter-pushed out the lane, it's a useless kill. Because what ends up happening is...
Really?
The lane is... Yeah, because the lane, if you think about it, the lane is static. You take a fight, you lose the fight, they don't gain anything off of it. Yeah. It's like Dota's always been based around objectives. So if you die around an objective, yes, then you threw the game. Like if you die and then they go into Roshan, horrible. But if you just die, randomly, it doesn't really matter. Like 1 or 2 deaths don't matter as much as they used to as long as you're shoving out that lane.
Yeah, I think that definitely in terms of like whenever I am trying to learn something, I try to have some rudimentary way to evaluate my success. And for me, it's been gold at 10 minutes, last hit at 10 minutes, gold at this point in the game, look at a pro game and see my gold compared to them and to say, oh, I am getting closer to that, or I have done better than I've done in the past. And as a result, I've been very like super zeroed in on gold specifically. So the whole idea of like, oh no, if you die, but you're pushing the lane and that's totally fine. Might take a little adjustment. Might take a little adjustmentage.
If you're shoving the lanes properly, so you told me that you like playing Zeus or something, right?
Zeus and Lina, baby.
Yeah, so I decided to play both today in solo queue just to see what happens.
Yeah.
And Zeus right now feels really good because I don't know if you watch MDL at all, but it was a tournament that EG played against OG. So EG picked Zeus to counter Tinker. And the upside and downside of Zeus in that game was he was the only lane shove on his team. And so Sumail pretty much got to do whatever he wanted. Like he went from lane to lane, just shoving out waves. He would die once in a while, but it doesn't really affect the flow of the game. Like you have to shove lanes in Dota. This is a principle that's like stood the test of time. Like if you're not shoving lanes in Dota, you're a garbage player and you're not doing anything. You're not putting pressure on the map. And that doubly applies to heroes with nukes.
Well, alright. Well, bring me in. Bring me into a game. Let's start this lobby. Who should I be picking? Who should I do?
So before we go into the game, most likely you're gonna play Lina or some sort of that.
Yeah.
I just want you to know, like, the same situation or the same principles that I tell you with one hero will almost universally apply.
Nice.
Like, it's very rare that things will kind of switch up. So the first thing that we'll do is we're gonna play a quick test game, and I'm just gonna play against you, and then we're gonna go run it back, and I'm gonna kind of point out your mistakes as we go along and just repeatedly pause and explain why I'm doing what I'm doing.
And quick question: do replays of private matches, do those get saved as replays? Like, can I go back and rewatch these?
Yeah, easily.
Well, fucking tight, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to be Alina.
Okay, so there's two commands that you need to know. You need to know this. And
if you're you gotta type it in Pub Dota because I can't close your window right now.
Okay, it's like that.
Create here a lich. All right, cool.
And what that's gonna do is it's gonna spawn a lich that will give you that you can control, and then you're going to pull yourself 2 tangos. Like, we're gonna try to make this as realistic as possible to an actual match. So you play Lina, I'll play.
Locking it in.
Yeah, I'll be an asshole. I'll play like WAP.
That sounds great. And also, for any of you who are curious about what's been happening to my MMR, I was unable to play ranked games for the last 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, because of my internet. It just kept cutting out and giving me losses/abandons. So I've been playing a lot of unranked Phantom Lancer. Woo, woo! Or AI Phantom Lancer. Alright, so I'm ready. And you say that I'll use the Lich to give me the tangos that I so desire.
Yeah, and it'll spawn a courier as well. Like, he'll have a courier, you just click it and it'll activate it.
Damn.
Just make sure that wherever you're hovering is where the Lich will spawn, like wherever your mouse is. So don't have it like off the map. That's like some weird glitch or whatever.
Sounds like it's working as intended.
Yeah.
Oh my god, your battle level is 2,352. I was impressed with my grind to 246, man. Jesus, look at your tower.
There was a lot of items that needed to be farmed for my team.
You gotta get the items, of course.
I also wanted the MMR double downs.
Alright, I created myself a Lich.
Alright, so he should be inside base, and shortly... What's your item build, by the way, to start the game?
One moment. I go Null Talisman, double Ironwood Branch.
Go triple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for the ever so slight edge.
I
just like to get my bottle.
You're gonna do the tango trick.
What is the tango trick?
Okay.
I may know it, but I know nothing as the tango trick.
I'm gonna give you a base rundown, so this isn't like a complete stomp. Alright, here's what's gonna happen. When I play mid against you, the first few things that happens is usually we just kind of trade hits back and forth, right?
Sure.
Especially when you're playing against the Queen of Pain, I'm gonna Shadow Strike you. So what you want to do as soon as you lose about like 50, 60 health is you want to plant a tree on the ground and immediately eat it.
Yeah. I think I'm getting hung up on the word the tango trick. Is that the trick that you're referring to, is to plant the tree and to eat the tree?
Yeah, you do it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So you hop in, and that's why you get 3 Ironwood branches, because you're eventually going to transition the 2 Ironwood branches into a wand.
I skip wand a reasonable amount of the time.
You don't want to do that.
You mean in any matchup, or just against Quab?
It varies, but for the most part, I think there's this like variant nowadays where people go double null into what's that item called? Veil of Discord.
Yeah.
But I think for Lina, you generally want to want. just
Alright.
because you need defensive items in general. And the
Okay.
reason why,
Yes.
yeah, it'll all be fine.
All right, I'm doing.
So
the
you're at the
unicorn.
bounty rune, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna pick it up and then
Like a blazes. The battle begins.
Yeah, and so one question I have is, you said when you've lost 50 or 60 health, so I should be almost full health when I use it?
yeah, you want to almost always the big thing about mid that you're gonna learn is, especially against really good players, is you want to be as close to full HP as possible. I noticed that a lot of newer players like they wait to
Oh, yeah.
lose health,
100%,
but
yeah.
like I'm all about that. Stay as close to full HP life as possible.
I'm going.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I know I'm a bastard, so I should actually just be doing this like right now.
Yeah, I already did mine if you noticed.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I saw
I
that,
popped
which
it
is what it's what reminded me.
It's alright.
Oh, I think I did that a little early.
Like a
Yeah.
wildfire.
So this at this point I actually feel like, hey, this is good because now it's pushed more to my side and I'm going to be safe. I did that too late. Like, this is typically what makes me feel totally happy.
Yes.
Also, I'm really bad at talking and doing this at the same time, so I'm just going to stop for a moment.
Yeah, we're just gonna play for a sec because I want to show you something.
All fired up. Quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the big thing is, you're actually wrong here, in the sense that like you don't want the lane to push into you. So at a really high level, what ends up happening is that the better player, what they'll do is they'll do something called double waving the enemy mid laner. So what that is, for example, if you play Lina against Queen of Pain, I played this matchup against CCNC this morning just to kind of like familiarize myself with this. What I did when I played Lina against him is I immediately nuked, and I would just like, I'd pretty much auto attack the creep wave, because what ends up happening when you get double waved is, in a way, you feel more secure, right? Like you feel like, okay,
Is
you said-
double waved when you have more than one wave is alive attacking my
Yeah.
wave?
Yeah.
All right.
or more than one wave pushing into your wave. Like if you're
Right.
in this position right now, in a professional game, you pretty much already lost mid. Because what's gonna happen here?
Really?
Yeah, because what's gonna happen here is like, yeah, you're gonna feel like you're more comfortable CSing, right? You're like,
100%.
oh,
That
well.
is exactly why I'm like, I'm so happy right now. Look at this.
But the downside is the tower A makes it really difficult for you to CS. Like I'm gonna mess with you as much as I can, because I know how much damage the tower's gonna do. Like, and B, you can't harass me back because you have so many creeps on your tower that you have to pretty much CS. I pretty much get to pot shot you and do whatever I want during this time.
Okay, so I have now actually 3 questions. So first
Okay.
of all, leaving mid lane. I know
Yeah.
that if I'm a safe lane carry, it's nice to have the support do pull-throughs to pull the wave closer to me.
Yeah.
And even sometimes pulling under tower. Is the logic the same there, or is that different from mid entirely?
It's a little bit different because there's 5 creeps here. Like if there's 5 right now, if you count it right now, there's 5 creeps right now running at you, and you have 0 backing you up. I'm just gonna get free hits on you for free. I'm gonna get this deny off most likely too. If you turn around and get the CS, like you'd have to do it right now, I
Yeah.
would get 3 or 4 right clicks off on you for free. And a lot of the mid lane is winning this regen war. Like for example, if you notice, the first thing I did with my gold, if you can click my hero, is I ferried myself a salve, because pretty much
Right.
all of the mid lane is predicated on this
Yeah.
HP advantage that you have.
I think that, so let me follow up on that one right now. I see people get salves all the time, and I am one of those newbie players that you just mentioned where I'm like, I'm going to wait for my health to get low before I do anything. Like, for me, I'm thinking, okay, cool, I'm going to get my bottle sooner. I can use my HP regen for that. I'm going to play safe. I'm going to play by my tower and all that. And you're basically saying that when you're getting double waved, it's way easier for you to just deal so many more right clicks against the enemy.
Yeah.
That
And
that's
it's
way
also
better.
it's just more awkward. Like what you're gonna feel right now is, and a lot of people at your level won't do this, but when you double wave somebody, it's insane pressure. It allows me to do whatever I want to you. Like I can choose to deny, I can choose to last hit you. Like it gives me a variable amount of options. Whereas like when the lane is static in mid, then it's a lot more even. Then we can go either direction, right? But when I push this wave into you, every single time this will happen. To follow up on that, the other thing that you need to know is harass is never worth CS in most cases. Like,
Yeah.
so you sat behind for half a beat, still CSing, and by the time my wave pushed into you, you reacted too slow, so I was able to get an extra hit on you. The mid wave is kind of like the ocean, right? Like when the tide pushes in, you're gonna run away. when the tide pushes out, like you're gonna push in. So when you have the creep advantage, like let's say you have 2 creeps to my 1 creep, you know that my creep will die faster, right? And so
Oh wait,
you're
you
playing
mean
along that fast.
me trying to get a CS is never worth it if I'm going to take harass damage.
If you're gonna get hit like 6 times, like I'm gonna hit you right now, then it's not worth it.
I misunderstood. Oh, well, I thought you meant what about me trying to get a last hit versus trying to right-click you? Shouldn't it always take priority to get
You always
want
to get the last hit, correct?
Okay, so it's first get last hits for me. If I have the option to harass you, get those last hits first.
Yeah.
But don't focus on getting last hits if you're just going to come up and whack at me.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a principle though that you should understand. Like I said, it's there's a more organic way to harass than just simply walking into a lane and right-clicking you. The only reason you should do that is if there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Like if my creep meets your creep in the middle, in the center of the lane,
and we're both full health and everything,
yeah, exactly.
you just
whack
whack
right-click
once.
me. Yeah, just whack once or twice, feel good. But Dota is a game that everything has to come kind of naturally. So like for me right now, harass feels very natural because I have nothing to do. I'm shoving in the wave into you, and so you're gonna take damage naturally. Whereas if the opposite happens, what'll eventually happen is the lane will shove back into me. That's when you want to get aggressive. This is how aggression works in the mid lane. Is when your creep wave pushes into me and you have the advantage in the amount of creeps, then you get to play aggressive. And that's why getting double waved under the tower feels so awkward. Like I'm gonna unpause right now and I'm gonna show you. Okay.
Wait, hold on one sec. All right, I'm sitting up. I'm ready to go, man. And I'm gonna try to right-click this creep because that's exactly what you brought up, and I was already intending to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and follow through with that intent, even though we now know it's probably incorrect. I'm ready. I'm ready. Do it to me. Hit me with it. All right, this is the big second. Yeah.
I go like the blazes.
You see, like it feels it feels super messed up. And now I have another wave coming in.
Oh shit. See, it's this second hit that, because like before you did that second, I don't know the name of that ability.
The Shadow Strike.
All right, I think I did this Q way late. This is so hard to finish my train of thought and last hit at the same time. When I'm actually doing my show or actually doing my games, I like just don't talk for the first few minutes of the game. Yeah, because I can already see that I am. Oh, that's right. You have a blink. Okay, dude. Holy shit. All right.
So
2 recaps, so now I can actually finish my train of thought.
Yeah.
When that wave first pushed in, I think that you hit me only 2 times, so it didn't feel very bad. But right after you managed to get the whatever poison attack thing is called, that's when I started to really feel the pain because my tango wasn't off recharge yet.
Yeah. That's why you bring this out. Like, if you play like this against any 3K mid player, even up to like I want to say like 5K, you'll just win automatically. Like you'll just stomp the game if you just like follow this one principle. If you shove in the wave and you push things in, then you're going to be really successful like every single time.
So
and you have to win this regen more.
I did not have the amount of focus to talk, do my shit, and see what you were doing at the same time.
Yeah.
What happened when you were pushed in on my tower? How many like last hits, denies did you get? Like, what did you favor doing in that position? I know you hit me like 2 or 3 times.
It varies, right? So for example, that's the thing is that I get options all of a sudden. So when I push my wave into your tower, what ends up happening is I get to do whatever I want. I can mess with your CS. So there was one time where you were trying to go for a CS and I just decided to casually hit it.
Yeah.
Because I know that the tower's going to finish it off and there's almost nothing that you can do. And then I just kind of mess with you repeatedly. Like I don't allow you to find rhythm in the game. Because when you play against people that don't punish you that way, of course you're gonna love it when the creeps are under your tower,
100%,
right?
yeah.
But when you play against good people and you play like this, like you're just gonna stomp every single time.
It is remarkable to me the degree to which I got shit on, because I think that like I'm never going to play 100% if I'm trying to talk at the same time, but like if I were playing 100%, it would have been the identical result. I can fucking dumpstered.
Because it's like every second adds up, and every right click that I get off on you it snowballs really really quickly.
And this is not unique to Queen of Pain. This is like literally any hero in mid.
This is pretty much any hero. Actually, I can share my screen with you, right? We can disconnect from this game.
Depends on how you want to share the screen. If you have XSplit rigged up to Skype and you're pushing your XSplit capture, which could
Alright,
fuck
that
with your
sounds
webcam,
crazy.
that'll work. But if you're actually doing a Skype screen share, I will not allow it on this show.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can show you this then. But
Shall we play
anyways,
again, or shall we disconnect?
Yeah, you can disconnect from that one, and I'm gonna rehost. But
Great.
so the biggest thing that you want to learn, Sean, is this principle of aggression. Is when my creep wave is pushing into you, get aggressive. When your creep wave is pushing in, when your creep wave is pushing into me, I'm backing up sooner. And it's about noticing like that ebb and flow. Like as soon as
Yeah.
you stayed for half a beat too long, I got a right click off on you. And right clicks add up so much in the mid lane, especially.
Interesting.
Every bit of damage is gonna add up. That's how you're gonna organically get free hits on other mid laners.
All right. I'm ready to just blast the wave out right away.
It's not even about that. It's like so what I noticed about your Dragon Slave usage is I think you do it too early and you don't line creeps up.
Oh yeah, I mean like those dragon slaves were abominable.
Alright. How about this time around? We'll switch matchups. Have you played Queen of Pain before?
Never have I ever.
Okay, how about you try Zeus then? And I'll play Lina. And I'll show you what I mean by I'll show you how to just like stomp with this hero.
Okay. I'm wondering, is there any chance we could actually let me do Lina one more time and try to see me implementing it? Because I like to fuck up and have you point to the fuck ups more.
Okay. I guess we we kind of just locked in, but I'll just show you real fast.
Fuck yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah, it'll take so create hero lich, and this is gonna be incredibly frustrating, but it's the process that I go through with pretty much everyone that I teach.
No way, I fucking love getting shit on, man. How else are you gonna learn? This is the best. Also, I have no idea what are recommended items for Zeus. I literally go double clarity, no tangos, sit really far back, and get a bottle fast.
You know who does that? S4 does that. Or he used to. I don't know if it's changed since. I think it has though.
I mean, I mainly only play Lina in mid, and when I play Zeus, again, the motivation for that is exactly what you were talking about early, like what new players like to do. I'm like, I am safe. I'm only last hitting with my Q. I'm rarely ever advancing forward. I'm just looking to get last hits. I'm not looking to be aggressive. So,
give me like 2 seconds. I'm checking Sumail's match history, and I'll find out the start.
Yeah, let's find out exactly what Sumail does. And while you're doing that, I think that one of the question marks that's coming up in my head right away, that based on what you said, I guess I'm answering now, is that I know that typically I want to save my Dragon Slaves to last hit on the ranged creep and harass at the same time. And based upon what you've said, try to get as many other creeps in that as well to ensure that the lane is pushing, while still being efficient and getting those two primary goals of harass and the ranged creep.
Correct. There is one more thing that you should know. Oh man, this is so complicated. Okay, so in really high level mid play,
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the knowledge. All right.
There's a trade with everything. That's what makes mid lane at a really high level so interesting. Is that there's anytime you do one thing, you're sacrificing the ability to do another. What really high level players have been doing lately is instead of entering immediately and going in and like trading hits like we talked about, the new meta now is to actually auto attack whatever creep is being focused by your creeps, and then and then you last hit it and then you shove the wave like that really quickly. Because if you notice, when your creeps merge, when our two creeps merge, the range creep will automatically select one, the one that comes closest to contact. That will die the fastest. You auto attack that once or twice, then you save your animation, and you last hit it, and then you just push out the wave.
Wow. That's very useful.
Yes. So I'm gonna start the game, and I'm gonna show you exactly everything we talked about.
All right. What does Sumail get?
He gets Null Talisman, Ironwood, or 2 Ironwoods and a Clarity. So the same build, but a Clarity instead of the second Ironwood.
All right.
And he does rush the he rushes the Salve as well.
And really, no fucking way. Okay, I've never ever played Zeus like this. This is going to be really bad. Actually, let me think for a moment. So probably what I'm going to do based on what you said with Zeus. Actually, this is a useful exercise for me to go through. Was there a tango that I should be taking, or is this literally everything he's got?
You should be taking tangos from your Lich.
2 tangos from the Lich? Alright, great. Alright, well in that case, I'll unpause it while I finish this train of thought.
Yeah.
Alright, come here, Lich. Come on. Give me tangos. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, what is going to be the actual specific concrete usage of these abilities to satisfy the goals you just brought up. So, based upon this, Control V, Control V. Alright, get out of here, Lich. So, based on that, I guess that I will do roughly the same thing, trying to get an auto attack off and...
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, I guess it would not be dissimilar from the Dragon Slave example you just gave.
But the thing about Zeus that's different is that you're never going to trade right clicks with me.
Right.
It's never going to happen, like, in a million years. But what you're going to do is you're pretty much going to sit back, snipe CS, and just try to shove the wave into me. But you want to be really smart about your Arc Lightning usage. Like, you want to make it so that
yeah,
you're
that is not something I do with Zeus at all, man. Not in the slightest. This is going to be an interesting challenge. So, how would I use the right, or how would I harass as Zeus, I guess?
You don't really. You kind of just, like, the thing about Zeus is, like, you sort of just trade CS. Like, if you're going even with Zeus with another mid hero, or, like, slightly above in CS, like, you're winning the lane. Because your overall damage output in team fights is going to be so high that it'll pretty much eclipse everything else, right? Like, you just kind of need a good start with Zeus, and then you get the snowball rolling. The big thing, though, is that I guess the second part is that I have to teach you is pulling back the creep wave.
Because I know how to do that, but based on everything you've said, I'm not sure when and where I would do that.
Let's just focus on one thing at a time first.
Sounds good. That sounds good.
I'm going to show you the double wave first. The double wave start first. I don't want to overload you and give you, like, 40 different high-level concepts at once.
That's great. No, because historically what happens is I will ingest all the info, get totally overwhelmed when I'm in the game, and then pick like 3 things to focus on, and then over the course of a week, it'll all make sense. And then it's a new episode with Purge, where it all starts over again.
I just want to show you in this scenario, I just want to show you, like, the ebb and flow of how harass works.
Okay.
And how to get, like, how to push out the wave. Okay, so you don't have to talk at all if you want to focus, but I'll narrate what I'm going to do for you.
Yeah, okay, so really I'm literally going to try as hard as I possibly can. I messed up my block, but that's fine.
I see the first recruit coming in. I'm going to hit it. I auto-attack it once or twice, right? I nuke. I pull it back. I'm going to shove the wave. When you try to get close and I have nothing to do, then I harass.
Get out of there. You see, I'm just going to chill back right now.
Yeah, because it's not worth it. Exactly. So, you notice, like, when you peel back faster, it feels more natural. Whereas, like, in the Lina game, you peeled back too slow.
Truly, I never would have noticed that. The reason I was peeling back with Zeus is because that's just how I always play Zeus, okay? Like, it's really useful for you to say that that's a good move, but I was not thinking of it as a good move. Okay. I was just doing a habit, man. So that's great.
Though, like, it makes sense, though, right? Because now my wave is shoving in. You're afraid of creeps. You don't want to fight creeps head on.
Yeah, it terrify me.
Yeah. So I'm going to restart.
Great.
Okay, so now wave is shoving in.
And see,
Push the wave back.
This is one thing I really struggle with.
Shoot.
I'll let you finish your thought. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, when you have a hero that can counter push the wave back, it feels a lot more even, right? Like, it doesn't feel like the co-op game where it was over at pretty much like a minute. So this is why I wanted you to pick Zeus, is because when you're able to shove my wave back, I can't play aggressively on you, right? Like, it doesn't feel comfortable for me.
Holy
What
fuck.
ends up happening is if I push in the wave into you, then I get to play aggressively. I can do what I want. But when you keep the wave static, then you feel like, look at the difference. At this point in this game, I had pretty much gotten you to.
I was
200
about to
health,
die.
almost
Yeah.
killed you. Yeah. And now in this game, when I try to go up to right click you, I'm getting hit by your creeps. You're pulling back before I can hit you. I don't know if you're doing that consciously or not, but you're pulling back before I can hit you, and so I'm getting hit by 3 or 4 creeps at a time. And that's what you want the creeps there to be at all times, is a buffer. If you don't have that buffer, then what ends up happening is you just get hit. You just get constantly assailed. I'm Lina. I have 700 attack range. I'm just gonna hit you for free. Whereas when you can shove the weight back, it's different.
Okay, so I want to repeat back to you.
Yes.
The idea of you get freedom from pushing forward, and this is why regen is so important, is that, in a sense, regen is, if things start not going your way, it gives you the health to be able to push back. Whereas, if you pushed me in, I get a salve, and I can now be more aggressive and push back because I'm at full health. Whereas 20% health, I
You can't do
fucking
anything.
die. In terms of... Okay, and with Zeus, you brought up the fact that I can counter push, so I just feel more comfortable right now. 2 questions. One, really basic. Is it fine to just be using this much arc lightning to try to do the last hits?
Yeah, for the most part. So, because the second principle I haven't really taught you yet hasn't really been
Yeah.
engaged, so it's not that bad. If I were you, I would have popped my clarity. Usually, you want to pop your clarity when the creep wave is even, because it's when the creep wave is like this. Like I have 4 creeps, you have 4 creeps, then it's very unlikely that you're going to lose that. You're going to lose that clarity, right?
Yeah, if you try to advance forward, you're going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah. And you're gonna back up. It's like a dance. I put 1 step forward, you take 1 step back.
Okay, so my second question then is, why did you pull the creep wave back if there's this superseding goal of push in?
Just because to make it easier for me to CS. It's hard for me against Zeus to push in the wave at all times, because I understand like it's kind of more static, this matchup, until I get more levels. Is you're gonna shove out the wave, I'm gonna shove out the wave, and that's how Dota's played.
Yeah.
At a technical level.
All right, I'm ready to fucking fight you, man.
Okay, let's go.
Make it hurt. Pop my clarity. See, I'm just staying way the hell far back. I also get a second level in Arc Lightning before getting the Lightning Strike.
Yeah, that's what what's his name does too.
Oh, you rat bastard, motherfucker. I had that. I can't believe you've done this. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Alright, so, I mean, this is truly how I play Zeus, man. Just chill back at all times. It feels good. It feels positive. Whoops. You are low on health. Oop.
You see? Creep wave pushes in.
Yeah, no, I felt it when I tried to pull back. Okay, so at this point in time,
yeah.
This is what makes me always reticent to overinvest in... I can't talk and do this at the same time. This is literally the hardest thing I've ever done.
It's fine.
No, I don't even realize it. It's when I'm like 3 words in, I'm like, I don't know where word 4 went. It's gone. I was never coming back. So at this point, I have felt positive about everything up to now, but I always run out of regen for mana at this point in time, and then I feel
clarities. Just keep firing clarities. So the big thing is a lot of people are very. When I played CCNC mid, we kind of developed our own meta where, this is typically what happens at like 5 to 6k. Okay, we'll trade regen. You'll have a salve ready. You'll salve up. I'll salve up, and then halfway through we get to like half HP, but we're so desperately clinging towards getting a bottle, like we're 150 gold each away, that we refuse to get any more regen.
Yes.
And we sort of just concede control of the lane. But it's never a bad idea to just simply pick up a few more clarities. Like, let's say when you first deliver your salve to yourself, right? You pop your clarity, you know you're going to run out of some mana. Just spare yourself another clarity. Because you got so much value out of this current clarity, right? You get another one, it'll probably hold you over until your bottle. Like, don't be worried about getting more regen if you absolutely have to. Bridge the gap between getting that and your bottle.
Wow.
Like, you getting your bottle a few seconds earlier won't make that big of a difference. Whereas, like in the game where you played Lena, right? And I was Queen of Pain, I was willing to send that salve over. You weren't. Yes, you're 100 gold closer to a bottle, but what happened? I just killed you because I was able to play more aggressively.
Yeah.
This will happen every single time.
Shit, man.
There is a time period though, like where I can play more aggressively than you here, and it's hard. It's going to be hard for you. You're going to feel it. Like every single time you ever play me mid 1v1 and I can push the wave, you're gonna start to say like, this sucks. Like it really feels like I can't win. And I'm gonna tell you every single time it's because whatever hero I play, I'm gonna play much more aggressively than you are.
Yeah.
Because I'm able to shove out the wave. I'm consciously thinking about shoving out the wave at all times. I'm trying to make it so that you have 2 waves of creeps under you at all times.
Man.
Just to kind of fuck with your timing. Because like sure you're gonna get 1 or 2 free CS, and probably at your level nobody really fucks with you under the tower, right? They just kind of watch you CS.
Nope, 100% no. Super nope.
Trust me. I watched. I was playing international rank with some friends, and I was up against some guy that was like 4.8k mid, and I thought he was a god. He was like shoving my wave in. I was like, what's going on? And then he just kind of stood there on top of the hill and did nothing.
Huh.
He didn't deny. He didn't mess with me at all. he didn't try to screw up my timings. He just watched me farm, and I was like, okay, so this is prevalent at pretty much all but decently high level.
And one question about when it's pushed up to tower. When you right-click on me, do you just instantly A-click on a creep to reset the aggro on the tower? Because that's one thing I always get concerned about.
So normally what ends up happening is if I shove into you, I'll right-click you once or twice as the creeps are coming in, and then I'll just peel back. I'll de-aggro and I'll peel back. But, you know, I'm already moving in and out. So the problem is, the problem with players that, you know, that aren't like super skilled in mid is, they're not fluid. Like if you watch a really high level player mid, they move around a lot. Like I'll hit you and then I'll immediately back out. I won't commit to another hit, if that makes sense. Like I know what I want to do with my hit. When I go in there, I'm gonna hit you once and I'm already peeling back and I'm reassessing the situation. Whereas a lot of people will just keep hitting because it's convenient and then they get put into a weird position. You wanna always fluidly move. Like you notice like once in a while I'll poke uphill and I'll just kind of like I'll walk up the hill
and then walk back
because
down
I
the
push.
hill.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm doing that because I have the creep advantage and I know for a fact you won't fight me. Like right now, here's what I'll do. I'll tell you exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill this range creep. I have 4 creeps, 5 creeps total. You're gonna have 3 creeps total. I'm gonna shove out the wave, and as the wave is shoving in, I'm gonna ascend onto your hill to create like a physical barrier between my creeps and yours, so that you can't see us at all.
Okay. All right, let me get my clarity in here as well. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So watch what happens. So I'm gonna kill this range creep. You notice that I push forward, like with every attack, I'm moving forward. You see? And then I climb the hill. I can deny. I lead with my creep wave, and then I can just kind of peel back and chill and do what I want. I make it hard for you to CS.
So let me come up here and try to CS at this point. Like, oh, so you're actually just see that's happening to you right there is what I get really concerned about doing.
I just kind of fucked up once, but it doesn't really matter because it doesn't change the overall flow of the mid lane. Like once I double wave you, you feel so much worse every single time, right? Like I get to do shit like this.
Yeah, see, this is where like I just anything for the last hit.
See, when you double wave people, it makes them feel desperate. It changes the way that the game plays. Like I can also go check the rune. I have so much more options than you do, whereas you're really stuck. Like you're pretty much your only option is to kind of sit back and farm. Like what? I just grabbed this rune for free. It cost me absolutely nothing. And then I'll just go back to doing it again.
All right, let's do this just a little bit more because I just want to see you.
Yeah.
Slay at this point.
You notice every single time, as I have the creep advantage, I get a hit, I move slightly up. I get a hit, I move slightly up, and that way, look how far back you have to stand. And there's no way you're in hell anyone's ever gonna trade hits with you when the creep wave is pushing in, because you're gonna have to eventually turn your back to me, and I'm just gonna get pot shots on you.
God
this
damn.
is how aggression works. When I have the creep advantage, I pummel you every single time. The best time you felt in this game was when we had even creeps, right? Like
yes,
I couldn't do anything.
100%.
I'm just standing there. As soon as I had the creep advantage, I'm on your hill. I'm right clicking. I'm creating a barrier. I'm messing with your last hits. It gives me options. Like I can do stuff off of this. Whereas when we're just last hitting, we're just kind of trading hits. We're not really accomplishing anything one way or another. Like I'm watching you farm, you're watching me farm. That's why the regen game is so important. Imagine if you had that second clarity sooner. You could have just kept doing the same thing, and all of a sudden you neutralize a player like me.
Oh my god, it makes so much fucking sense. Because, I mean, for the longest time, I mean, even still, I'll see any item at any stage in the game, and I'll buy it because it's in the guide, and Tortellini told me to. That's it. That's why I get it, right? Give me 2 tangos. Why? Because give me the goddamn tangos. Like, this is, like, my thought process around a lot of the items. But when you attach it to, like, notice how this feels, and realize how regen could solve the problem, it's just like...
Yeah.
Sick.
Everything in Dota that we learn or that we conceptualized when we were on when I was on Liquid anyways, like it was based on feel. I was like, does this feel good? Like if it worked, like it's whatever. Does it feel good? Can you replicate this? Does this make sense to do over and over again? And that's generally how I'm going to teach you, is that there's always going to be some basis of feel, and does this feel natural? If it does, then it's probably the right play to make.
So maybe I'm getting too far ahead, so just cut me off if this is. I get scared if I'm Lena in your position about a gank.
Yeah. But the thing is, okay, think about it like this. I have 23 CS. I'm kind of fucking around but I should have closer to like 26 or some shit. How much do you have?
I have 14.
Right now, I will get this last hit. I'll get 24 CS. You don't want to gank somebody in the middle of a creep wave. Like, I'll just bottle right now. I'll pop my Arcane Rune. I'll bottle to full. I have boots coming right now. If they gank me and I barely die or something like that, perfect. I'll go back to base. I'll just TP back in. I'll reset the game for myself. But I won't miss out on any creeps because I've already shoved the wave in.
Wow. Jesus.
If you get ganked in the middle of, I have 5 creeps, you have 5 creeps. I get ganked. You push end the wave. My tower gets all the last hits instead of me, right? Then the mid wave is really just fucked up for me because I've lost 5 CS potentially. On top of that, I've died, so I've lost 5, like a full wave of creeps.
Okay.
And some. Whereas if you just kill me, like it happens. Once in a while, I'll die. Of course, there are certain ways that you can work around it, right? Like I can pay attention to whether or not top is missing, but for the most part, if I'm in this position and I die, look, whatever. I've done my job. If I die under a tower with like 5 creeps coming into me, that's when I feel like shit. Imagine right now I gank you. You're gonna miss this entire wave. Like somebody
yeah.
You're gonna miss an entire wave coming in. That's like half a level or something at this point because of how many creeps there are in the mid wave. Like that's what really kills you. Not if I die right here, like that's life. I accept that. But the other thing too is there's some stuff that you can infer off this. I push out this wave. Look at the way that things are positioned. If for some reason you're running at me, I'm thinking to myself like something's up.
This is what Kevin talks about all the time. He's like, if someone's running at you, you gotta just take a moment to go, dude, maybe there's a second person somewhere around here.
Yeah, and that's why shoving out the wave. This is why shoving out the wave is so important, is because it gives you that free information. It tells you a story.
Oh
like if I'm
my
shoving
god!
out the wave every single time it's you,
all right.
And you're running back, and then all of a sudden you're starting to play aggressively on me. I'm thinking to myself like, it's worth it to take a step back. Like I can just chill. I'm Alina. I'm a really fast hero. I'm one of the fastest heroes in the game. I have an automated stun as well. Like I'll play under my tower if I have to. But as soon as I get like the boots advantage and I get a wand, like I'll feel impossible to gank. Like there's nothing that nothing that I'm gonna kill.
Okay, so can we just restart Nime Zeus and your Lena again? Because I wanna feel the pain.
Yeah, of course.
A game.
All right, Oh.
Wait.
I leave. Okay, wait. Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry.
Can we restart the whole game within a game?
No, I can.
Okay, I'm leaving.
No, you have to actually rehost. Did you want to start from scratch? Like
from scratch.
Okay.
From zero, because I'm curious to feel what it's like to get into this position, and you know, I can only like absorb so much at a time. So in that one, you know, you pointing out, look at how much nicer it feels, because conceptually, you know, your arc lightning is dealing more damage. But now that I'm able to do that, I want to be looking more at you and seeing when you're actually doing these push moves so that I can steal them from you.
All right. Tell me when you're ready. Ready?
I'm ready. Go. Okay. Go do it. Come on.
Is there anything so far that doesn't make sense?
Let me think for a moment.
It should offer the, like, somebody once told me that advanced Dota, once it's explained, is just, you know, it's usually pretty obvious. Like, it feels obvious. There should be, like, a moment where you're like, oh, that all makes sense. And this leads to this.
I think that it's that conceptually everything you're saying makes absolute sense, but for me, it's the specific implementation of things that satisfy that concept. So, for instance, when you say, you want to push the wave forward because A and B and C, I go, cool, got it. And then you go, attack the first creep that is getting hit by your ranged creep. That is something to look out for. Then I'm like, okay, now I'm actually able to satisfy it. Because I think that the trap that I would fall into is thinking that I'm nailing it when I am absolutely dumbstering. Right? And that's one of the reasons why I want to rewatch you do the start of this, is because I'm feeling this, holy shit, I think I'm starting to understand some stuff. But let me watch you do it to make sure that I see how it happens. You know what I mean?
The thing is like, I never want you to get discouraged because I'm trying to compress like 10 years of a mid lane meta into like one quick coaching session, you know. But that's the cool part, is like, once you know these things and once you're actively thinking about them, it saves you so much time, because there's no way that you're not going to learn this until you probably hit something like 6K. So you just kind of now have a competitive advantage in that way.
I've really fucked up.
How did you fuck up?
I accidentally bought Tangos as Zeus and sold them again, so I have no fucking money.
No. You can type dash gold, space, and then whatever the gold amount is to even it out.
Alright, so let me... And will this give me that much gold?
Yeah. Whatever amount that you type.
Alright, I'm gonna sell all this stuff.
It's like gold 63 or something? I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Gold 75. So, start with 625. Null Talisman. Double Branch Clarity. Oh shit, I better hurry!
So, you're gonna get the first bounty rune, you're gonna pick up the salve, you're gonna ferry it to yourself, and then, you know, just immediately, as soon as you pick up another 50 gold, you know, casually get another clarity. Mana applies kind of the same principle as HP does. We want to try to be as close to full as possible. So you want to make sure that when you do salve and stuff like that, or when you do clarity, like you're getting full value out of it. You're not just popping a clarity when you have 10 mana, right? You can pop a clarity when you have 300. Because you're gonna get that shit back anyways. Sorry if I curse so much, by the way.
Oh, don't fucking worry about it, man. Are you kidding me? When Kevin's doing coaching, I'm like, Kevin, please draw a dick, man. I have like... and of course Kevin was like, alright, cool, there it is. Alright, I whiffed my block a little bit, but...
It's all good.
Now it's good. Now that I have 4 creeps, look at that. Okay, so I am just chilling way far back. Now, is this ever reasonable to go, oh shit, I messed up the block, I will throw this down in order to...
Usually I don't just arc. What I'll do, so there is a counter meta that I guess I can teach you, is when you fuck up your block, you immediately want to pull it back. You want to get in, so like, you're going to follow your wave in, essentially into me, and you're going to attack me once, or you're going to like, you're going to do the motion, and then you're going to pull the creep wave back. Remember what I did as Lena when you asked me like why I did that? Because I fucked up my block, and so I wanted to gain a better advantage in terms of positioning, so I just pulled it back. So instead of like succeeding it completely, if you do it fast enough, if you do it at this point, I'm gonna right click you like 20 times. But you kind of enter the lane and you think to yourself like, I really messed up the block. What do I do? How do I salvage? Just pull it back.
Yeah, you know, I think that let's do this for a little bit, and then I have more questions about pulling back because I have a mental model that I think is stupid.
Okay.
So let's do it. Fight me. So now would be a reasonable time to salve? Or not salve, clarity. Oh shit.
I would wait until the creeps reset.
Alright, so I accidentally whiffed this.
It's okay.
Oh so my god, it deals less damage.
I would do it about now.
Yeah.
And this way, like, watch, when I try to come up on you, like, I don't have vision, so I just have to kind of back up, you know? It feels a lot more awkward this way.
Interesting. Oh. So glad that's instant. Ugh.
You have the second clarity coming to you.
Now I do. I actually didn't even have the salve coming to me yet. I blame the pauses. I'm completely not responsible for any of the errors I'm doing. You have to understand, it wasn't me. I don't make mistakes if I'm concentrating, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so I have no fucking mana. Look at that shit. Holy shit, I'm gonna get another clarity. Oh my god, it bought 2 salves. What happened? Does that... This has happened to me before. I think if you hit, like, quick buy... I don't think I had 2 queued up. Holy shit.
Fucked up somewhere.
I think I fucked up. Well, I don't think I fucked up. I'm not sure. Blitz, I don't know. I don't know what happened. You know what?
I don't know what
Chat's gonna let me know. Hey, chat. I did have just 1 salve queued, right? I may have had 2. I had just 1. So apparently...
There's a bug where you accidentally get 2. Yeah.
Okay.
We actually... what's his name? Resolution did that in the quals once. He messed up and he accidentally bought 2.
You know, so, like, quietly for the last 2 weeks, this has happened to me a fuckload of times. So many times it's happened to me, man. I'm like trying to buy a diffusal blade, and I buy like 7 blades of alacrity. Oh, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do with this shit? Alright, I'm glad it is a bug. Well, I don't have any fucking mana, but I have 2 salves, man. I want to ask a question about pulling the wave back, because...
Shoot.
I typically do this a lot if I am safe lane carry or an off laner and I'm melee and I'm looking to bring the creeps to me so that I can attack them. It's like really clear. I want to do it almost every single time just to make sure it is safe, it's on my side, and that sort of thing. But I don't know when to think about it with a ranged hero, and so I don't even know if I have a good mental model for it, because I understand the purpose of it, but I don't understand how to slot that purpose in my mindset.
So the problem... So, okay... You are using a little bit too much mana right now, because after the first wave, like, you almost want to just like arc lightning for like 2 or 3 creeps. You don't want to arc lightning because
Sure.
what ended up happening is because you're so obsessed now with pushing out the creep wave,
Obsessed.
you're like, I fucked up my block, so I'm just gonna immediately start. I'm just gonna start.
Yeah, I mean,
dabbing
I
shit.
did it more as a question at the start, but
Yeah.
I probably would do that in the future as well.
But it feels bad right now, right? Like
Yeah,
you,
it feels really bad.
yeah.
yeah, look
so
at this.
You anytime anything feels bad, like you're gonna just say like, wow, this is shit.
Yeah.
And so usually what ends up happening is it's the same principle as you would do it in the safe lane. Like you want to make it so that it's easier for you to last hit right, and a ranged off laner or something can't just mess with you. You're gonna pull the creep wave back. Anytime you do this in any lane, it's like if you're an off laner and you want free CS, just pull the creep wave back. You want to keep applying this principle. Like that's why I'm saying like mid is the best base, because you're gonna learn these things like will apply to pretty much every other lane in Dota. Like how you're gonna gank and stuff like that, it's all gonna apply.
So, I mean, maybe I was... Maybe this is worse than I thought. Let me repeat out loud to you the full collective information, because I'm trying to take these individual chunks and string it into like almost like a checklist, like I'm going down, like trying to do all the things in order. So first thing that I want to do is ask the question, I want to get last hits, that's really important.
Yes.
Am I safe? And if the answer is like no, like for instance if I'm Zeus against Lina, you can just easily hit me, I do want to try to pull the wave back so that way I can just get easier CS.
Yes.
And if at any point I start to say, okay, I'm actually feeling really comfortable, like for instance if I'm Lina against a Zeus, I don't need to pull forward. I just focus more on getting my last hits and attacking you and then pushing the wave out.
Exactly.
And so the reason that I would choose not to pull back, or not to pull the wave back to me, is if I already felt like I was safe in the matchup.
But the problem is like you're gonna have to expend a lot more mana. Okay, so if you play people at your level, which in all fairness you're going to most of the time,
I would expect
it won't matter. It won't matter. Like you're not gonna get punished. Like I'll punish you. But especially when I teach you to play Dota, like I want you to play like aggressive. I want you to have these like tenets in mind, because you'll say like, okay, I can get away with certain things against bad players. Sure, by all means, but
right.
I want you to play the right way at all times. And if you play the
I
right way, you're
want
gonna
to
stop
badly
every time.
too. Oh, I want to. Yeah, I mean, because I know that there's two traps I guarantee you I'm going to fall into today. I don't want to do it, but I want to try to avoid it as much as possible. One is pulling back too often to get safe CS and not pushing enough, and the second is being overly aggressive and not pulling when I should.
Okay.
Just like trying to flood in. So that's why I'm trying to ask the question about pulling, because
you want to do it in. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, because in a vacuum, I recognize that it will give me safe CS. In a vacuum, I recognize that pushing will set me up into these you get to do whatever you want situations. But I don't know when to pick one or the other.
If
I
you
don't know
mess
where
up
the
your block,
decision is.
if you mess up your block, or you're at a super disadvantaged matchup. Like if I'm a melee hero and you're a range hero, at some point you kind of just have to concede like the lane is gonna get shoved into you.
Yeah.
Like that's life. You're gonna. That's the real big disadvantage. That's why you almost never see melee heroes without nukes in the mid lane. Because if you get shoved under your tower, you're just like, wow, this sucks. Like, I guess that's life.
Okay, so I should be trying to pull back to me in those disadvantaged situations, but for the most part, just not. And
yeah, just fucking shove, get that wave in.
Fucking shove.
If I'm highly contesting your CS and you're out of mana or something, then you pull back.
Yeah, so like right
when you're
now.
desperate for CS. Yeah, when you're desperate for CS, you do it and you do it fast.
Let's actually try this. I want to see what this feels like as a man with 2 salves on the way.
I mean, you can at least practice this.
I wasn't close.
You gotta get a little bit closer, yeah.
Yeah. Come to me.
Do it again. You just that's the thing with a lot of people is like they only do it once.
Yep, 100%. Literally did not even occur to me to do it 2 times. And I've played so many games doing this in off lane, and you said pull it 2 times, and I was like,
you just gave up on it?
No, I don't know. It's not that the thought entered me. Would this thing deliver that fucking? You know what? I'm gonna use one of the salves. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I can't talk and do this at the same time. Where the thought never even entered my head. It wasn't, oh, I shouldn't pull twice because X. It's like, I pulled. We've done all we can.
That was it.
That was it. This is life. This is the way that life is now. Okay.
So the other reason why the creep wave didn't pull back, thanks Draskell, is you didn't have I didn't have high ground vision of you, and if I don't have vision of you, then the creeps will just like stop moving. That's why ideally you do it in a position where you do it in a position like where your range creep is on.
Okay.
So when your range creep is on your hill and my range creep is on my hill, it's like ideal position to do it in, because then we'll always have high ground vision of each other. That's why pulling earlier, and when we have equal creeps, if I have like a 4-to-1 creep advantage over you, then why pull the creep wave back? You're already fucked, right? Like you're not gonna feel good about that.
I'm super fucked in that story.
Already here though, like I was able to push the wave in. Game's like every single time you're just feel miserable. Okay, I'm gonna unpause.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting and so helpful. Oh my god.
So normally in this position, like when you play against other people, but look how close I'm able to like play up. I can just mess with your CS. I don't have to like commit for anything, you know.
Die. Yes! Just kill him. Kill him. Alright.
But you're not gonna see us, like YOLO.
Yeah, I YOLO'd unbelievably hard there. Oh my god, and now you're just salving. This is so painful. Lucky for you, I didn't even have the clarity. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, I literally just popped my clarity. What was I doing? Alright.
Remember, you pop that shit when you have when it's even equilibrium, so I can't just do that move on you. So now, okay, I think there's a command that's like dash refresh. Just pop up dash refresh.
Hey, nice.
Okay. Now we're gonna. You found a regen rune. Wow. All right, let's play.
All right, great. So there you are, attacking that front one to begin the pushing in of the wave. And I'll do this. So I'm staying just very far back.
You don't have to stay super far back when in this position, right? Because if we have even creeps, like it's not as big of a deal. Like you can make moves like that, like you exactly did, and now you want to shove back because now the wave is pushing into you.
No, I didn't.
Now that you've neutralized the wave, like I can't do anything. I just have to go back.
Oh. Round of applause for BlitzDota. That is incredible. Holy shit.
That's why. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh no, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, that's why Lina feels so good as a hero. Like that's why all these heroes that you're gonna play, in general, that have flash farm mechanics are gonna feel a lot better than heroes that don't have flash farm mechanics. Wow.
So, I waltzed forward and whacked at that guy.
I was okay with that. Perfectly fine. Because I'm not making the move up yet.
Damn.
If that's the thing is like when we're in like a neutral space like that and you're still shoving the wave, do whatever you want. Get denies off. Like if I'm in your creep wave and you're in my creep wave, we're not gonna right click each other. It's kind of like a neutral like.
Yeah, you put a lot of faith in me. I would right click and accept hundreds of creep damages. But yes. Point taken.
Yeah.
So, shit. I am now extremely excited to go play some Dota.
Right. So, how about you try Lina this time against me?
Yeah.
And
no, let's do that.
Work things out.
Let's do that.
Notice, I would tell you as well as a general rule of thumb, I would use max like 2 slaves in the first wave. Like, don't overdo it, because you're not really gonna get clarities on this hero.
100%.
Okay,
I literally don't even know what I did in the first game. I can't even explain it. I knew I just threw some dragon slaves out, man. All right, Lina, let's go.
CS and harass with it. Okay, I'm gonna play. What's a common matchup you see mid?
Invoker. Play a reasonable amount against.
Shit, that was the wrong hero for you to say.
Okay, I play a lot against.
I'll play Invoker. It's fine.
Storm Spirit. I think a lot of people want to see you play Storm Spirit anyways, and I think it's.
Invoker.
As you know, all streamers do nothing but pander to the audience in a continuous stream of shamelessness. So, if you want to play some Storm, I think that's totally fine.
No, it's more like it's because my Invoker's really bad. Like it's notoriously. It's like but it's fine. I'll figure it out.
Well, this is my best hero in my most played matchup in mid. and I'm 3.5k. So me 3.05k. I'm 30-50, baby. Let's see if your worst can go up against my best.
Okay, so before we start, real fast, I just want to, we'll pause the game. There's like something I'll explain really fast to you.
All right.
God, this is gonna be. I can't remember the last time I played this. Okay. Wait. How do I pause? Okay. So, think about my hero, right? I can't shove the wave back into you.
Yeah. Right.
I can't do it. Like, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
That's why Invoker right now is kind of like a. You have to pretty much gank for him and dual lane for him mid. Otherwise, like Invoker can't do anything. And if you apply the principles I taught you, which
I would say that there's upwards of a 30% chance I will.
Yeah, remember, so in none of these games were you able to play aggressively, so I just want to make sure that this is in your mind. Remember, when you're pushing the wave in, move with your creeps. Don't play the ranged game, like, don't stand next to your range creep. Remember how I would, like, move forward, and I would claim that hill? Move forward. Be an asshole to me. Like, that's what you want to do. That's what we used to call it. It's like being an asshole. When you play mid, you want to be an asshole to the other mid player.
Alright.
Okay, ready?
Yes, ready, set, go, 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 go.
Okay. So let's see what you learned. If you learned at least like 50% of it, then you're completely on the right path.
It's ambitious. I think anyone who's watched me play on this show, certainly, has seen that, like, the way that I have historically done things, and this is just literally carried over from StarCraft, and I think it's actually probably not as good for Dota, but I tend to think what it is that I want to do, and then when I'm playing the game, I'm only thinking about executing it. I'm not trying to add in extra, like, what would I do here? What would my consideration be? So I tend to do a lot of improvement between games and a lot of consistent shitting the bed within the game. If I start off poor, I tend to stay poor, although I'm trying to, like, weed that out. Okay, let's see. So I want the salve right away, and I want my bottle after that. Okay. Okay, this is going to be an important game. This is a significant game in the history of Day 9 TV.
How much did you learn?
How much did Day 9 learn? All right, chat. Let me know what percentage you think I learned. Let me know the percentage you think you learned, because I know it's you know, if you're in Twitch chat, it's always about 100%. Actually, what is chat saying? I accidentally covered the window. All right. All right, let's go, Lena. Let's do it.
Let's go. God, this is gonna be so bad. Whatever, I'll figure it out.
Yay! I already have dismay in the opponent. I've already shattered his will to live. Yes.
I think I missed my block too.
Yes! I'm nailing my block! Oh, I fucked the block up. Okay. I'm coming.
It's all good. Your block is a lot better than mine. Alright, so remember, you can auto this wave. Like, you can auto that creep that you're,
Oopsie daisies. Fuck that one up.
Remember,
so
you wanna,
I tend to get a lot...
Instead of harassing me, remember, you want to shove the wave. You can do this more organically. So, like, when you first enter the wave, right? I enter the wave, you right-click me once or twice.
That's exactly right.
If you right-click me once, no problem. But whatever your range creep is attacking, when I said, like, auto, you decided to auto right there, and you missed the CS.
Yeah, like, no, I mean, like, literally, that's autopilot. Like, that every single time I enter wave, I have longer range, so I just, like, do it right away. I'm gotta unprogram that. See, this is what I mean by, like, that I get the programming in, and I fix it as we go. Or I fix it in between games. Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Okay, BlitzDota.
See, now I pull back the wave, because, you know, it's just a shitty-ass matchup for me.
See, is this correct to be doing this?
Yeah, that's fine. And you deny me from your range creep, right?
Yeah.
Like, you push up with the creeps? Like, because I can't really harass you, you know, you still have creeps there and stuff.
Oops, fuck that up. So
we want to start moving forward.
Oh, yep, I wasn't doing it then.
And then just like
Sophie,
now you can just you can do whatever you want at this point. Like I can't. You can start denying. I would honestly opt to deny most of the time, or you can just like trade right clicks like this, and it doesn't feel good for me.
Holy shit! I don't feel a lot of I don't do a lot
Like,
of
you
damage.
notice
Yeah.
at this point I have 100 health. Like, I don't feel good about this. Like, this wasn't even done like to max efficiency, and it feels so much better when you shove the wave into me versus when I'm shoving the wave into you. Because you
Oh,
have
God.
options now. You're playing the game. Like, you're actually playing Dota, whereas before you're watching me just shove the
I
wave
was,
into
I was,
you.
it was Farm Quest for me. It was like a
Yeah.
mobile game where I'm just collecting my coins every day on my login bonus, man.
It doesn't even feel like you're playing Dota, you know, when I'm shoving the wave into you and you're just sitting there like, I have plays, you don't have plays. I'm supposed to salve here. Fuck, this is so bad, but regardless, like, this is the correct idea. It's like,
So-
when you shove the wave early, you feel better. You're gonna shove the wave again, you have 2 range creeps, right?
Yeah.
At this point, this is when you focus on CSing. Because I think you're too focused on, like, right-clicking me. But that
Yes,
will come
yes.
naturally. That will come, you remember, like, that'll just happen naturally. You're gonna be able to find opportunities where you get, like,
Yeah.
level 2 and you have your... You get level 2, the soul, right? You don't get the stun.
I got the stun this game on accident, but I 100%
okay.
of the time get the
It's
Fire of the Soul
usually-
second.
It's usually, this is your skill build, 201, and then
Yeah,
you get the
I go
stun.
201, and then
Okay.
stun, and then max Q, and then max... I generally get a second point in my E early, instead of
Yeah,
getting a second
that's
point
correct.
stun, and then I max stun.
Yeah.
So, one question I have is that, like, I always get thrown a little off kilter with pauses and talking, and I'm
Yeah.
curious for you playing as Invoker right now, is this a typical opening for you, or was like how common is this? Like, is this expectation? Because this
This is
feels
pretty much
way
expectation.
stronger
You feel
than I
you
would.
should stomp this wave. Like this, I feel like you should dominate this lane like really fucking hard. Like it should, this should
Huh.
be something like an 80-20 lane.
Wow.
Because I can't push the wave back into you. Like you notice, I was just kind of right-clicking creeps. That's my way of pushing the wave into you. Whereas your wave of pushing the wave into me is you can right-click me 4 times, Dragon Slave me, and you serve both functions. That's why when the wave enters,
Jesus.
you can auto-attack that wave down, force it into me, and now it feels like you have options. Like it really feels like you can do whatever you want, right?
And
Like,
suddenly
whereas
this-
I can't.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had a thought, but I'm ready.
Yeah, you're always like whenever you shove the wave in, if you play aggressively like this against bad players, they're gonna feel pressured at all times. They're gonna be thinking to themselves like, what's going on? Like, why can't I play Dota? Like, is this guy smurfing? Like, how is he able
Yeah.
to get so many hits off on me? And it's because they're not understanding this principle. It's like they understand it too late in their brains. They're like, I don't get why he's getting so many hits on me. It's because the wave is pushing in. They don't realize it in time.
So this makes me think like a lane bully, like a Viper. If I'm playing as Lena, this is where I will get the hits off on Vipers. Not
Yeah.
necessarily by trying to right-click them in order to the wave. It's through clearing the wave, pushing ahead, and as that Viper's retreating, doing a few whacks on him.
Yeah, precisely. That's almost always gonna happen. It's
Fuck.
everything in Dota should feel somewhat organic. If you're in the middle of a creep wave, the one time you messed up in this matchup is like, there are 2 parts actually, is when you first entered, you started right-clicking me, but then my creeps just hit you back, right? And you're not really shoving the
Sucked.
wave.
Yeah.
That,
And I
that
feel
feels
like
bad.
was the second one right here, right when I got under tower. I was in
That's when
the wave a little more.
when my creeps are coming back in, that's when you want to play back a little behind your creep wave. And then that's when you want to mix things up. Sometimes you want to deny, sometimes you want to hit me, you know, like whatever feels best. If I'm really far away, then of course you don't want to chase me under, right? But if I come up for CS and stuff like that, like I poke my head out like a turtle, harass.
Holy fucking moly.
But yeah, this is like, okay, I didn't play this lane ideally, but it's not like I'm throwing. It's just I don't have a lot of moves. Like when I play heroes that don't have lane shove, I genuinely just, it feels 100 times worse.
Wow.
Whereas every game that we played so far, anytime I was able to shove the wave into you, I felt amazing. Anytime you were able to shove the wave into me, you felt amazing.
My God, I literally would, like, supposing that I had never received this instruction from you, I would
Yeah.
have spent my time focusing on denies and keeping the wave back as much as humanly possible until I could just clear the wave cleanly, and then I would let the wave push up to the tower and I'd go to the jungle and farm. Those are the only times I really push the wave, is when I have the full intention of leaving because I have enough mana.
Yeah.
Damn. Mr. Kevin Godick. What? Shit. Well, okay. We've been going for about an hour and 10 minutes now. Is there more material, or should I just go straight into the fire?
I think that's roughly it. There's gonna be some stuff where I teach you how to gank from mid, but for the most part, I kind of just like, it's so much. Like, there's no way. I think the better way to learn in general is to like take things piece by piece and make sure that you're incorporating the things that matter. Like, you're probably gonna fuck up at some point, but that's life. I think right now the only thing I really care about is snowball your laning phase. If you can do that, fantastic.
Yeah. Well, in that case, what's going to happen now is I'm going to play about 3 games of Dota, and if you'd like to watch my games, that'd be great. And typically what Kevin and I do is Kevin records videos and then goes through them in a segment, but probably that's a little bit significant. Do you want to do like a live coaching thing after this? Or are you done for the day? Like, I don't know, like you just pinged me about this last night, so...
No, I'm good. I'm really bored.
Dude,
so
I look forward to you watching me play Lena and to have either a mix of thrilled delight that a father would or excruciating pain and agony.
Okay.
Hopefully a little mix of that. But we'll wing it. I'll play 3 games and then I'll call you back and we'll sort of go from there. Dude, Blitz, where can everyone check out all your great, glorious education?
I don't want them to.
Guys, go to twitter.com/blitz_Dota to follow. Not Kevin Govic
at all, so
well, dude, just follow him on Twitter because eventually I estimate that maybe you'll create a cotton candy company and you'll want people to buy your hot spun sugar, and that's great. Follow Blitz_Dota on Twitter, and I just want to say, dude, thank you so much for just offering on a whim to do this. This is amazing.
Okay, so I'll just watch your stream, and you'll just hit me up when you're done.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, man.
I guess just tell me. Do you want to do it in between games, and we'll just update based on that?
Yeah, let's do 2 games, and then a review, and then sort of go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Unless you think, like, after one game, you're like, you gotta interrupt. I'll ping you after each game to see if it's necessary. How about that?
Okay, if it goes, like, horribly game 1, then we'll talk about it.
Hell yeah. Alright, so I've left your party. I am about to play my first ranked match in a while, and guys, I'm going to go to an ever so brief break to use a restroom, get some water, and get some coffee. But we'll be back in about, let's see here. I'm gonna say 2 minutes. We'll be back in 2 minutes. And Mr. William Lee, I will be hanging up the fuck out of you right now. It's gonna be sick. Yeah. He's gone! He's fucking gone! Alright, so after 2 very derpy games... okay, so, I want to ask for some feedback on just, like, the first 5 minutes or so. And let me just close this window again so it's not so bright. Because, like, I mean, there's more rust than I had anticipated in Game 1, and then we didn't get a courier in Game 2.
Yeah, I was really... I mean, so in Game 1... it's awkward because it's Tinker Bounty, right? And pretty much nothing beats that. I thought you did okay in Game 1 until the salve situation hit, because you probably felt it. Like, if you have the salve there, then, like, you're okay. Yeah. Like, before that moment, everything was perfect. Like, you pushed in the wave, you missed some CS because you're rusty, that's life. But everything felt good, and then, you know, you got ganked by a bounty hunter. You remember how I told you while I was playing earlier that there's just some games like you're not going to be able to win?
Yeah,
like,
well, see,
Game 1 was I think it was unwinnable, in all honesty.
So that's the sort of game where I wouldn't be pushing aggressively. I would just chill safely, and if I wanted to do anything active, I just pull back to my jungle and just get stuff there.
When you hit like level 7, you can do that, but I think for the most part it's okay. The biggest issue is like if you get the salve, it was really the salve, because then you pretty much just had to sit back for like 2 full waves, and then he pushed the wave back into you, and then he had a free game at that point.
That did feel bad. Oh, like, yeah, no, I remember the start of that. I actually had forgotten because there was so much after that.
Yeah, it was like, and then you got killed, and then for some reason a Weaver came and ganked you. It was like, that game was kind of a shit show, to be 100% honest. But the problem with that game is that your team had no win condition because you guys had no stuns against a Tinker Weaver bounty. So their team was just faster than yours. Like, I think I typed it to you. I was like, that game's unwinnable. Alright, yeah, I typed it in your chat.
Hello, Cat. Well, I mean, I think that those are the sorts of games where I feel like if everyone's playing properly, like at high levels, it would be unwinnable. But at my little 3K MMR land, I feel like
Still
if I
unique.
just I feel like I should be playing way more passively though. I don't know if that's completely wrong or
No,
not.
I don't think. I think you're fine. I think you're underestimating, because if you have the salve, like things change different, or things are a lot different.
Yeah.
Because even when you get ganked, like you shouldn't care. It shouldn't really. It doesn't change anything. Like I remember one time you got ganked, and like nothing happened. Like I was checking the gold, whatever. Like there's no. You didn't lose any. You didn't lose a wave or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it didn't really. It's like. You were
I was
losing the-
surprised at how okay it felt to die because I was initially
Yeah,
like,
that's what I
"Ooh,
mean.
fuck," and then
I
I
don't really care.
yeah.
That's
So-
the thing is, and then game 2 is like, they had a bounty hunter, and you had a jungle PA. It was like, I mean, that game was a huge.
That game was ridiculous. Like we had like I picked second after Axe. There was nobody who bought Courier. No one who provided tangos. I got one out of Axe who abandoned like 4 minutes in. Classic. Well, okay, so I wanna ask, what is the best way to spend this time? Because what we could do is I could just queue up for another game, and you could just live coach.
I think there's some stuff that I should teach you about CSing before that's like universally helpful
Sure.
that I should show you. But yeah, like don't take. What I would tell you is like both games are a bit of an anomaly, right? Because you had to play against a bounty hunter tinker, which pretty much no matter what you do in either of those situations, you're kind of gonna get clowned on.
Really? I had no idea.
It's like, what do you do, right? You get lasered and then this guy hits you from invis. I think even in both situations you could have, you were winning the lane until in game 1 the salve thing happened, but even then like it was whatever. And then in game 2 he had a DD rune. I don't know if you noticed it.
After the fact, people mentioned that he had a DD rune. I did not notice it in the moment. I was just surprised that he was dealing so much damage.
Yeah, it was really weird because it was actually like both games mirrored each other. Like there's a bounty, you were getting dual lane mid, and both times the tinker got a DD and messed you up. And I was like,
Oh, in both games, really?
yeah. So I was like, that's a bit
Huh.
unlikely, because you know at that point when he goes for that rune, it's a desperation rune.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't get anything, if he doesn't get a rune there, all right. So replay game 2 in your head. If he doesn't get a rune there, he just went and randomly picked up a rune. His like wave was pushing in.
I thought that
doesn't
I was
get a
going to be
rune.
able to kill him, and I just got confused when I was taking so much damage.
Yeah, he just had a DD. If you actually don't try to fight him there and you just back up, then his game's pretty ruined. Because if you notice, he was out of regen, but then you started trading hits with him while he had DD. So then your regen game.
And
essentially
while I was
nullified.
blinded. I think, because like my initial thought was like, oh, if he blinds me, I'll still just kill him.
DD. You would have if
Yeah.
he didn't have a DD, but that's the thing, right? Is like if you don't fight him while he has DD, like you're
Yeah,
gonna
I
win
just
that
got to
lane.
be more aware. So should we do some one-on-ones,
I wanna,
or did you want to show a replay or something?
So just like to go back though, like
Hmm.
I was watching and it says you were saying something like you want to play a little bit more passively, but like I disagree. I know
Okay.
right now it doesn't feel good because,
Yeah.
but it's I assure you, like game 1 and game 2 were a bit of an anomaly. Like how many times are you gonna have like a jungle PA rushing the Battle Fury against a bounty tinker, like, and in both games they like they kind of desperation go for the rune, they get a DD, and I don't think you noticed either time, so then they just kind of hit
Totally.
you.
I did not notice that he had the DD. I knew that he went for the rune, but
Yeah.
I
But
should
at
have
that
seen the
point,
blue
it's like-
twinkle for sure.
It's like it's a desperation rune. Like sometimes it happens, but overall, like the way that you should feel better than previously how you're playing, because like now you have a purpose when you play.
I'm really glad that you are telling me this because I think that I am having an emotionally hard time evaluating what's happening, as in like
Yeah.
what feels good, what feels bad. Because I mean, for me, I was talking about how the metric that I used to identify if I was succeeding or failing was last hits by 10 minutes. Try to get 65 every single time in mid, and I'm whiffing those, so it feels bad. And
Yeah.
even if I'm pushing forward and that's overall helping me out in the game, I felt really bad about those games because I was doing stuff wrong with my last hits. So it's like really helpful for you to say, no, I was actually like okay, because I'm like whiffing last hits, dying. I happen to be pushing it in, but my evaluation after those 2 games was, I think I maybe overdid what you were suggesting I do in the.
No,
lesson
I
plan.
think it was fine. It's
Really? Okay.
you ever play blackjack?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
I
like
love gambling, man.
okay, so like me and the Dota talent, we always go and play blackjack whenever there's a casino. It's like our bonding thing, you know. We'll go play like
Yeah.
$5 blackjack or something. And you know who Toby is, right?
Yeah.
Toby is the type of like all of us we play by the book. We're all like very safe players. Like you know, playing with Purge, he's like the king of by the book. You know, he's never gonna go off emotion or anything like that. But
Yeah.
Toby's like on the fucking opposite side of the world. He's like,
What a man. What a
He's
man.
you know, we tell him not to hit on 16, and against like he'll hit on 16 against a 6 or something, and we'll tell him not to do that. We're like, dude, dealer 6 is amazing for player. You know, like don't do that, Toby. He'll do it anyways, and it'll work out. He'll hit like a 2 or something, and he's like over the moon, and he's like, "See, I told you so." And it's like, never do results-based gambling, never do results-based Dota.
Yeah,
like,
dude, can't be results oriented.
Yeah, it's like the overall product for me, anyways. Like game 2 was like the first 2 minutes, I was like perfect. Like there's not a whole lot to say, and then he got a DD rune, and you traded his is like life. That's life. I mean, I could tell you're rusty, but like the overall concept seemed to hold, and that's what I'm happy about. Like the overall
Yeah.
concept is there, and that's all that really matters. I think like, I mean, the reason why I say game 2 or game 1 is impossible for you guys is because you don't logistically have any stuns. So it's like, how do you kill anybody?
Yeah.
You need stuns in Dota, and then in game 2 you have a jungle phantom. Like, I don't even think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, no. And then he was offered the off lane by an axe, and he's like, No, I'll jungle, thank you though. I was like amazed at how polite that was.
Yeah, I was like, you know, when I saw that your offlane axe had to buy a courier and give you tangos, I was like, all right, this game's rough. I guess just the one thing I noticed is in game 1, I think you should have done the tango trick a bit faster.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so if I start with 680 health, am I
Yeah.
looking to do this when I'm at like 600, 500? Because I was doing it when I was closer to 2/3 or 3/4.
I think you did it in game 1, if I remember correctly. You were at about 300 health, I'd say. I'm actually almost positive about that because I know you planted the sentry and then you did it after. So I would do it about like
Could be true.
I would do it about like 6:30 even. After I take like one or two right clicks, I would just do it. Because if you think about it,
Doesn't it stop if you hit full health though?
but it's like Tango is an action item. Like when you use something like that, you're anticipating just trading hits for the most part, or you're anticipating taking constant damage. Like I like to be topped up full at all times. Like every pro that you see, there's like this really famous example. Like it's like 55 minutes into a game, and Ferrari is playing Templar Assassin, and he's still fairing himself a clarity at like 50 minutes into the game. He's like missing 300 mana, and he's like fairing himself a clarity because he's thinking about the future like that. Like you want to always be as topped out, max, ready to fight at all times. That's how Dota works. Like you miss 50 HP, you take hits, you trade hits or whatever, and then
Man.
and then what ends up happening is you're always at full, pretty much, and that's such a deterrent, right? If you see a guy who's full HP and you're right-clicking him and he's still full HP, you're gonna think to yourself like, this is completely worthless. Like, why am I doing this?
Huh.
I'm just losing out. Because remember what I taught you? Like, I'm actually glad that the South thing happened in game 1 because I wanted you to have a really strong example. It's like,
no, my points.
but it's like it shows you why it's important and why like this style is predicated on HP trading. It's like you were definitively winning that before that happens. Like then the courier actually took like a full 2 minutes to get to you, and I was like, oh my god, this game is so borked. Like it's really hard to recover.
Well,
like,
okay, so go ahead.
I didn't feel bad about it at all. Like I thought the game was fine. Like yeah, you lost, but that's you know, it's whatever. I don't really care about that.
Sick, tight, boss.
Yeah.
So, what would be the best way to do this? Do you want to hop into a one-on-one? Do you want to talk about CSing? Shall I play a game and instantly double down? Because I realize now I can actually share screen like this. So I can actually push this screen directly to you, and it's pretty high frame rate.
Give me 1 second. We can do that, but I first want to show you. I want to give you some tips on how to last hit. So I don't know if Kevin ever taught you how to like last hit, but I have a way of doing it that so far has been very easy to teach.
Sure. Assume I know nothing. That's the best way to learn.
I had to restart Dota. I don't know if you do. there's an update just now or some shit.
All right, let me just close it and reopen it right now. And are you going to host a game and have me watch you?
Yeah, it's really easy. Like, I'm probably overloading you with info right now, and it's going to take you some time to, like, kind of get used to it and applying it all at once, but I assure you, like, this is the way to go. It's just like,
great.
Yeah, we're trying to give you like 10 years of Dota coaching in like one session.
That's awesome. My expectation always is if the more that is being crammed into my head, the worse I will play in the immediate games thereafter, but the better I'll do in the long run. So
exactly. So you can actually just join the coaches slot on my side.
All right. It's
this
me,
like...
Coach Cheesecake.
Wait, does this even work? Yeah, it'll be. I'm sure it'll work. Okay, so I'll pick like Lena for example.
And also, while this is loading, I just want to note to anyone who, because I see people talking about screen sharing in Skype. If you do a screen share in Skype, it will be really, really laggy. But if you open up XSplit and you full screen Dota as a scene in XSplit, and then you share the XSplit through Skype, it's, 30 to 60 FPS.
That's a pretty good trick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, that's one of the most efficient ways to do. Oops, I need to unmute. One of the most efficient ways to do screen sharing and all that good jazz. Like, see, you can see my screen right now, and it's like super high.
Yeah.
FPS.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna show you how to CS like properly.
Okay.
So the first thing you need to know is that your creeps will always hit the same one. Like whatever creep that the range creep is hitting, that's the one that's going to take the most damage, and that's the one that you're going to have the most focus on by far. So the big thing here is, so wave enters, I'm not going to block because, I'm not blocking against anyone. This is the first creep that you're going to see, right? So when you hit it once, you hit it twice, and what you generally want to do is when it's around this range, so it's about 170 HP, it's like, visually, what does that look like to you? Like 2 hits and a half?
Yeah.
This is generally when you want to stop. Like I notice, you're always at like absolute max range when you CS and stuff like that. You're by the range creep and stuff. That's fine, but when the creep is about 2 hits, that's when you want to like stop moving and like just focus on that. Like have your animation ready for that. So for example, like the range creep is always going to also serve as your metronome. Like it's going to be the range creep. The best thing about CSing with the range creep is it's always going to be like there's going to be a beat to it. Like every time the range creep attacks, that's when you're going to notice like the noticeable change in HP. And so when I say 2.5, it's like if it's 2.5, then I just have to time it in between the range creep hits so that it doesn't overdo it or it doesn't die too soon.
I see.
So the game starts, I stop moving, I get the hit, and then I move back. And then you go for the next creep that's taking the most damage. And
not as in that has taken the most damage, the one that is receiving the highest DPS.
So this is oftentimes like, do you notice on the left that there's one creep at 140, and then on the right there's one creep at 144?
Yeah, and I noticed that you were attacking the rightmost one, even though the left and middle had lower health. So
what I'm gonna do here, as a result, is like, let's say I'm not playing against somebody, I'll do this, and then I'll double wave, and then I'll CS, and then I'll move forward. You notice like when it's time for me to CS, I'm moving forward, and when it's not time for me to CS, I'm back. Remember how I said like
forward as in towards that creep, or
exactly.
Forward as in up on the lane.
Forward is in towards that creep, because whatever creep is taking most damage, like this one for example, like you wanna just focus your efforts on this CS, and you want to be closer than you are far. Like if I CS from here, I'm introducing like random chance, whereas if I CS from here, it lowers my attack range, my time, my BAT, like it helps out so much. Whereas if I CS from all the way back here like you are, like that's gonna happen. Oftentimes you're just gonna be late to the punch.
It makes me wonder, do you think that because I've definitely trained myself to be last hitting from a far distance.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's just because I'm not pushing in the wave really hard, as you've been suggesting.
Yeah, because if you push in the wave, what ends up happening is you can always play up.
Yeah, because you have more creeps, and if they attack you, then
they're never going to attack you under the creep wave. Because what'll happen is like it'll pull it back. So you want to push in with the creep wave.
Yeah, because I knew that if you stand closer, it's just easier to last hit because it's range projectiles slow, but I always felt uncomfortable doing that. And I think it's definitely because I just haven't been pushing it in. That makes so much sense.
It all, like, the cool thing about Dota, especially when it's like this, is it's hard. It really is. I make it sound easy, but it's not. The biggest thing is, like, it all ties together. Like, one thing, there's always, like, an explanation for something, right? Like, this leads to this, leads to this. Like, it's all connected. So if you do one thing poorly, then the other things will suffer, and vice versa. But yeah, so when you see us, is like, you can afford to play a little bit closer to the creeps than you are. And the biggest thing is, like, yes, you want to remain fluid in your movement. Remember, I told you, like, if you attack, move back as well. Like, you know, you're not just, like, right-clicking somebody non-stop, right? You're going to time what you do. But at the same time, like, the same stuff with CSing is, like, when you're trying to go for a CS, that's all that matters. You're not doing anything else. You're not moving. That's why you're, like, prepping to get that CS. When a creep is within, like, 2 or 3 hits, you want to already be in that vicinity and ready to last hit it. Because you have to imagine, like, the only thing that guy is going to try to do is, like, deny you, because he can't really harass you under a full wave of creeps. So it's important that you have that advantage over him, that you're ready to get that last hit, and he's not.
Interesting.
So every single time, like, I CS, I try to... It doesn't matter what the lowest creep is, it's, like, what my creeps are focusing at the time. And then, you know, every single time it becomes... Then CSing becomes less... see... And in a real game, I would, like, CS up to here, and then, you know, instead of going for right clicks on the enemy, you can, like, deny and stuff, get 2 denies, make it awkward for him, pull back, push in the wave. This is another cool trick. Like, when this creep is at 2 hits, this is at 2 hits, right? You can visually register that.
Which one's at 2 hits?
The range creep.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have to do anything to it. You can just play the waiting game.
Ah.
Because if you think about it, if you hit it one more time, he can deny it. If you don't do anything, then he's kind of just stuck, right? Like, if he auto attacks it one time, you hit it once. Yeah. If he doesn't do anything to it, then you can just go back to it later. See, and then you notice how, like, I'm sticking really close. I'm choosing my angle. I'm A attacking, letting go. And I'm using the range creep as, like, I missed 2 creeps because I suck ass, but I'm using the range creep as, like, a metronome. Every time you see the range creep attack, like, that's your, you know, it's like 1 beat, 2 beat. That's going to be, like, your designator for how much damage something is taking. If you need to visually register that way. That's how I do it anyways. That's how I've always done it.
Wow.
And that time I have to, that time I have to hit it before the range creep. So, 1 beat, 2 beat, now. 2, 3, 4. And, you know, then you can slow, then, like, for me, when I first started playing Dota, like, it was too fast, you know, like, last hitting and stuff like that. It was just, like, really hectic. Yeah. So I just kind of went by the pace of whatever the range creep was doing. And I just tried to measure the projectile at that point. And then Dota became a lot easier for me.
Wow.
But yeah, just try to lower your... You know, if you're a melee hero, you're going to do the same shit, right? Like, you're going to get really close to creep right before it dies. Same principles apply with... Same principles apply with range heroes as well. That's why you miss so much CS, is because you leave it to such chance, you know? You're attacking from, like, all the way here, and then, you know, it's a crapshoot whether or not you get it. Like, if I attack from here... I mean, I got it almost.
You're pretty good, huh? Look at that.
But
learning my technique. Yeah.
I just want you to remove, like, the element of chance. But yeah, somebody in your chat said it best. It's like, it's a mini tower. You know, you're gonna measure it the same way when a tower's hitting you, right?
Yeah.
So do that. And then when you like prep them on both sides, when you notice that one side is uneven, then that's when you go for nukes. Like, when you can even them out, when you notice, like, oh, this creep is actually, like, I can make it equally low, that's when you get 2 CS at once.
Very well. Okay. All right. I think I have it. I have the knowledge.
Do you want to try? You want to try 1v1 before we go?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's hop in. I'll be Dire this time. You can try Radiant.
Alright, let's do it.
There's a huge difference between the two competitively, but I don't think it really applies for you too much. Were you Radiant? Were you? I think you were Dire. You were Radiant game 1, Dire game 2.
Yeah, Dire game 2, Radiant game 1, that's right.
So I don't know why everyone's picking Tinker against you, but
Fun hero, man.
It's really boring.
Really? You think he's boring?
I don't really play it very much, so maybe I'm just saying that. Like, I only play like Storm and shit, so.
Yeah, dude, I love Tinker. I mean, I've only just fucked around with him in like bot games or practice games, but it just feels fun, like you're cheating. You just keep firing missiles and lasers and missiles and lasers.
Have you tried Storm before?
Nope, never.
Can't wait until you hit that.
Soon. Soon as in like in a year.
That hero is so fun. It's like the highest skill cap hero in Dota. There's so much you can do with it.
I've got fire in
It's
my
all
Alright.
based on raw skill. Great. Lich.
like a wildfire. Prepare for battle.
Alright, buy your shit, man. Buy it.
Burn a path.
So pre-prep the south.
Yep.
All that jazz.
I look forward to buying 2 salves. It'll be great. And you know what? This very next game, I'm doubling down. How sick is that?
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Then you'll be even if you win.
I know. That's what I love about it. And if I lose, then I'll really catapult myself back down to 2,900.
Would that make you sad?
No, I don't really care.
Has it been a while since you played Dota though?
Not long. It's been a long time since I played any ranked Dota or mid Dota.
Let's see. Maybe I should have taught you offlane then.
30 seconds.
No, I'm eager to get back to mid. My internet has been unstable since the change happened that put 5 dudes in mid. It's been a long fucking time, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's the same
like-
thing.
I think I accidentally do more correct things as an offlaner, just because I happen to be playing melee heroes and I happen to just be trying to play very, very safely
Yeah.
while, you know, pulling things back and trying to push forward when I can.
Begins.
No, mid's all about aggression, man. You can't shy away from the aggression.
Yes.
So this is the one weird matchup for you, is because for the most part, laser negates a lot of what you want to do, but
Yeah.
it should be fine overall. This is where you want to pull back the wave,
Yeah.
I think.
Yes. Like a wild.
Too much, maybe.
No, that's fine. Stop moving.
No, see, I fucking just tweaked out, man. All right, so I'm. All right, I'm going close. I'm going in close, and then I should
It's
be
fine.
doing this.
Yeah.
To battle. I'm going.
I mean, like in those periods of time where you're like harassing,
Mhm.
or you're just standing close.
On it.
You don't have
Okay.
to. You don't have to feel like you have to do anything. Because if I right click you, I'm gonna take hits too, and I'm just gonna have to peel back.
Oh, brutal.
Quick.
But again,
And I just want to be doing right-click harass here, right?
no, I want you to deny more than anything. Like I
Oh,
want you to
that's
fuck
right,
with my
that's right,
CS.
that's
Blazes.
Yeah.
Denied.
See, like the thing is like you have options when in this scenario, and it makes like CSing really fucking awkward for me when you go for denies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I think the one thing that I'm not doing is doing additional hits on
Heat wave.
the creeps that are getting attacked.
Yeah.
Burn 'em all.
By the way, do you notice like as soon as the creeps are on your hill, I pull it back? Because I don't have lane shove, so I have to pull it back like that.
Whereas if you were Lena, you'd be pushing more aggressively.
Yeah. Actually, I think in this situation, this would be like one of the few situations where you'd pull back. because you're no matter what, I'm gonna have the creep advantage over you in this
Yeah.
case. But so the big thing is like in the very beginning when you could have stopped moving a little bit earlier and just regular right click the CS is what you want to do. The only time I would advocate you to use your Dragon Slave actually is we're gonna change the rules a little bit. Is either you get 2 CS or you can clear the wave and chase me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like essentially you're using the Dragon Slave like it's the last creep.
That first
in the
Dragon
wave.
Slave, I see now that there is a reaction that I didn't notice before, which is that when it's clear that there's no last hit for you to do, and it's very
Yeah.
clear there is one for me, I can feel myself going, I really don't want to get denied, so I just Dragon Slave. It's a very lazy reaction.
Yeah, but you're gonna get that CS because I mean you're close by it. Like
Yeah.
you should be able to grab it. So, anyways, I resume.
Like a wildfire.
So here I actually should be attacking my own dudes.
Yeah, I mean in general, like you still want to deny. I know I advocate for pushing waves, and for sure you do, but like you don't have to focus so much on getting getting harass off because that'll come organically, you know. You see, like when I'm under the tower, when you're under the tower, it just feels like ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
The salve game's strong though.
Yeah, I used it right when we were at the top of the cliff. It felt great. Just didn't quite attack that in time. So normally I try to get a 2-minute bottle, and I'm
Yeah.
feeling... Actually, I should just do this.
To battle.
Okay. You butthole. Those two though, like you can try to contest me on, you know. You see, like
yeah, that was an
you saw-
example. Yeah.
Yeah, like if it's 2 hits, it's awkward for me. Like I'm not. Like you kind of as the enemy, I kind of want to hit it, but like I sort of don't, and that opens you up also to the opportunity of Dragon Slaving for 2. You see, like for example,
Huh.
if
Yeah.
you notice me going for like a melee deny, you can line it up so that you can just get both. It's it's just something that you don't necessarily have to focus on. But you notice as well, like every time I shove the wave into you, it's harder for you to last hit. Sometimes the tower grabs a few. It's like you're taking away opportunities to get full CS. Like sure, I might get a deny, but when the tower's hitting it for like 50 damage at a time, it's very unlikely that you get the CS.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you can clarify, because
Shoot.
I played almost all my mid when it was 4 melees. And
Yeah.
now that there's 5 melees, it feels a lot more chaotic in mid.
It's
that
still 4
just-
melees. It was 3 before. Am I wrong?
I'm sorry. No, it
Yeah.
was 3 and 4, because there's 5 creeps total. I sorry, I just misspoke. Yeah, since it's gone from 3 to 4, it's felt a lot more chaotic. Like I felt like things were much. I don't feel like there was as much freneticness under tower when there was 3. Is this like new aggressive push forward something that's always been the case as being good?
It's a little bit more advanced because before in the past, like if you got double waved, it didn't feel as bad. Like because you could isolate things out a little bit more. But now, because when you have, there's the opportunity for like 8 creeps to be under your tower at once, that's when it feels really shit. Because then you just feel like you're just getting assaulted by creeps. The other thing too is like, you know, when the wave first enters, right, and you auto attack it once or twice, and then you get the last hit, you can still auto attack the other creeps as well, like here or there to push out the wave. It doesn't just apply to the first creep. It's more just like an opportunity cost. Like, what do you see in front of you? I'd say the biggest thing is just like focus a little bit more on denying and kind of messing with my CS while I'm under the tower, because it's just as good as a deny in that sense.
Yeah.
Like if you see an opportunity, like if I hit this once, the tower will eat it the next time it hits it. Like fantastic. What you're trying to do is give yourself options. Like sometimes you're gonna right click me, especially with Lina. Sometimes you're gonna go for the deny. It depends on how far I am and what comes most naturally. Like don't try to force. Don't feel like you have to force, just go for right clicks and stuff like that. Like in this position, you're going to shove the wave in right now, right? The very familiar position that you've been in many times. Once you shove the wave in, just stay with the creeps until there's like 1 creep left. Like do whatever you want. Like deny the creeps, play around with them, like see how it feels.
Oh yeah.
Stop moving.
Almost.
Kinda hot.
I'm so bad.
Okay, so now you don't have to like right click me, but you can go for denies and stuff like that. Like that was actually like fucking perfect when you followed into the creep wave, and then you got a little bit too greedy and you went for one more right click. But instead of going for the right click there, if you went for the pseudo deny, then I lose the CS and I just got right click 3 times under my tower. Much more comfortable play. Because overall, like whenever you're pushing in the wave nowadays, like you're starting to see the benefit of it, right? Like
just now, yeah.
Yeah, you have so many options. You're always gonna have options, but
oh shit, I'm pausing. Okay. See, like, so I pulled back because there was just the one creep left alive.
Perfect.
So here, I'm not actually going for the harass. This is exactly where I would be going for the harass, and those two are lined up, so I can just do that.
Exactly. That's perfect. And now you can just like fuck with me and try to get denies and stuff. You know, clear your CS first, and then.
I see what you mean by
you don't have to force anything. Like the problem is like when you feel like you have to do something. Right there, that felt very natural. You didn't try to like just right click me to right click me. You focused on your CS. You notice there's a time to back. Like everything's perfect. This is like the best. This is the cleanest 10 seconds we've had since we started.
Yeah, you know, I can see where like my habits are coming from, because there's just basic things that I'm doing that I'm not even thinking about. They're just happening automatically, and I'm not even aware that like I have a thought process for it. Like I can tell now that what my brain has been doing and what I've been doing in all these games is right when the creep waves meet, there's nothing to last hit, so this is the best time to right click the enemy. Try to get as many of those in as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, let's do that differently. Let's just right-click on the wave in order to push the wave forward and just focus on the CS. And then if opportunities arise to right-click, great, you can do that. That's totally fine. And I'm sure that if I get really high levels, I can sneak in more early right-clicks and all that stuff. But like this last round was just me largely focusing on clicking the creeps, staying out of range of view, and getting ready for last hits.
Yeah. God, okay. So you don't have to show your stream this, but I have to show you this.
All right.
I pretty much like I absolutely. This is like the easiest way for me to do it is actually to just like to show you. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, are you serious? Why is Dota like this?
Do I have to restart again? We restarted?
No. It's not you. I think this is on. Hold on.
Alright, something is happening. We don't know what yet, though, but something is occurring.
Oh my... I hate Dota so much.
Hey, don't worry. While you're doing that, I'm going to play Slark's Riptide Spike Train to 750. I've never, like, not gotten 750 in this, except maybe, like, one time. Can still hit it. Yes!
What did you get?
750.
That... It's not great.
Consistency, man. I'm telling you.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see if this gives you a better frame of reference. And I'm hoping it does. Right now, like, I'm trying to get you to focus on, like, one thing or another, but for the most part, like, at some point, like, there will be a time period where it's less robotic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And more fluid.
Prepare for battle.
An eternity of embarrassment.
All right, I'm killing some time, man. I'm making Venn diagrams.
Sorry, this is taking.
What are you looking up right now? What is it you're trying to find?
I'm just watching this game really fast that I played to see if it contains the example that I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to make this like as obvious as possible for you, so that
I'm sure that what'll happen is I'll just play like 20 games and it will slowly make more and more sense over time.
Of course, but I want to be able to expedite that process for you, so you don't have to play. Who was I against this game? What the fuck? How'd I die so many times?
Nice.
Bad. Yeah, I'm good
I got
at
these
this
creeps
game.
on lockdown, man.
Yeah. Is the method of stopping sooner helping you?
Wait, what? I'm
Stopping
casting
sooner.
mass chronospheres, man. I'm literally just refreshing
Oh.
nonstop.
Okay, you're actually
Yeah.
making Venn diagrams. I thought you.
Hey, man, I'm making giant chronospheres.
I'm on.
Oh, I can't believe.
Dude, I'm gonna go play a game. I'm gonna play a game, alright? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play a game. William BlitzDota Lee, I'm going to play a game of Dota. Now, I don't know if you want to stay around and watch for this.
I'll watch
think...
it.
For battle.
Alright, okay. I am going to use the restroom. So we'll be back in like 2 minutes, and then I will do a live coached game with Mr. Blitz. It's going to be so sick. Stay here.